give me a little bit of peace, steady job and some food to eat. Just give me a little bit of peace, steady job and some food to eat. Just give me a little bit of peace, steady job and some.
This is what you signed up for, right? Looking back at it now, at the age of 32, man, I look at my 15-year-old self and be like, bro, I'm not hanging out with me. That was destructive. You know what I'm saying? Think about it, dog. You got dudes, when they see a nurse, the nurse doesn't even got to be bad. The nurse might have big titties like the girl, like the old drug dealer Big 50 from Detroit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You see that nurse, that's probably the best part on her whole body to stare at. And then you got all these dudes in the cage whipping their dicks out, beating their meat, saying, yo, nurse! Nurse!
Yeah, bro. Fuck.
Like, bro, like, do you really want that, bro? No. Like, dog, you don't want to wake up to, you know what I'm saying? No, for like, it's one thing. Brothers got posters of naked, busted beauties on the wall. Come on, bro. How long is your hand really going to last you, bro? Think about that. 10 years of beating your meat, no conjugal visit because you ain't get a wife. Think about them guts that you could be digging in right now, but you behind the wall because you wanted to impress your peers that don't know no more than you do. You can't blame your peers for why you're here. You got to blame yourself. Accountability. You wanted to hang out. While your bitch is when you get sentenced, bro. No bitch is gonna tell you that she's getting dug out when she's on the phone with you.
Of course. No, honey, I love you.
She might say I love you, but the whole time she's really telling the dude that's stroking her in the back that he loves him. Then you come back and you gotta wonder, is that kid mine? Think about that, bro. You really don't. These dudes really do. I'd rather listen. I love women. That's why I don't go to jail. I love women.
That should be a T-shirt right there. I love
like,
women.
Dog, yeah, like there's no pussy in jail, bro. I don't give a fuck if you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a nurse and there's a real ugly looking bitch that's a guard. And if the bitch is actually bad, you know, I don't mean disrespect women, but I'm just being honest.
That's how we talk.
I don't care. Like, I don't care if Shawty is like doing psychiatric evaluation with you and you try your hardest to get close to her. Nigga, this ain't no fucking movie. It ain't happening, G. You are not Luke Cage. It is not happening. And then think about that. You got to be one hell of a hustler in prison. And it might be the most fat, ugliest looking bitch. It looks like a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man with a 5 o'clock mustache. You know what I mean? With the big ass mole on her face, bro. With red hair. And she's the closest thing you got to, you know, Meg Thee Stallion. Think about that. That's the closest thing you got to Meg Thee Stallion.
That is your Meg Thee Stallion.
And then there's, you know, and even if you paid the bitch $800, you're paying $800 of money that you had to hard earn and scrape. You know what I'm saying? In prison. You know how many rolls of toilet paper you probably bargained with? You know how many boxes of cigarettes you probably sold to get that shit? Just really think about that shit. Think about how many cell phones you giving up right now to go, what, 3 minutes in a bitch? Because that's all she's going to give you.
Yep.
And then what if the pussy smells like shit, bro? Are you really going to go? You really that far? And then think about it. She gets pregnant by one of your inmates. Guess what? She loses her job. That's her dumb ass fault. But just think about that. Like, dog, I don't think these people really understand. Prison is not what people think it is. This ain't the movie. But certain things, people can't separate TV from real life. Even when you look at the movie Boyz in the Hood, there were 16-year-old kids that was ready to kill Ice Cube for the scene that he displayed in Boyz in the Hood.
No shit.
When he did the final drive-by scene, like, and you gotta have you had to get a blood member arrested. What's his name? I don't know if he's dead or alive, but his name was Bone.
Sloan
from Athens.
Yeah,
from Athens Park.
Yeah, Mr. Sloan. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he still alive?
He is. Unfortunately, he was involved in the Suge Knight situation, so he got badly injured. But I do believe he's still alive and well. Today.
Okay. Much, you know what I'm saying? Much good health. You know, blessings. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I had to stop myself because I didn't know if he was alive or dead or not. You know, but just looking at the situation like that, he was keeping the Bloods that were in the neighborhood during the filming of Boyz in the Hood for that scene to keep those kids from killing Ice Cube.
Damn, I never knew that.
Dog, like, you know what I mean? Like, because here's the thing. You gotta, even when Ice Cube is coming through the 30s, you know, shout out to the hood, 3-0, Harlem, you know what I mean? You coming through the hood, you know what I'm saying? And you doing, you know, a movie depiction of, you know, it's supposed to say it's not a neighborhood, you feel me? But let's be real, dog. When I look at Boyz in the Hood, I see the 30s going up against our mortal enemies, the Jungles. And when you look at that car, one of the main shooters actually ended up becoming a member of the Jungles after the movie. And he's the same dude that was in the movie Poetic Justice. And he died on his cell, bro, in prison. Because his cellmate was a devil worshiper. And here's the ironic thing. He put him on a 5-pointed pentagram. That's some satanic shit for your ass.
Is that homeboy that leaned out the window and shot the infamous picture? Okay, explain to people. So there's some sort of story behind that. He ended up joining Blood, right?
Yeah, he actually, like, a movie made him want to gangbang.
Yeah, that's it. Explain that to everybody, because I don't know the whole story. I just know bits and pieces, but I didn't know it ended up with him getting killed in his cell with a pentagram involved.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, now if you know the quick history for all my people that don't know about, you know, the Jungles. When it comes to BPS, they are a Chicago gang that migrated, you know, T. Rogers migrated.
All right,
by the way, I heard, you know, T. Rogers is resting in peace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, he came and he took the Chicago philosophy and gave these LA dudes, you know what I'm saying, you know, that imagery. So when you look at everything that he gave to them, one of the emblems, you know, because a lot of people don't know, the BPS, they're the only ones that are Bloods that actually have a 5-pointed star. They are the only ones that have that shit. They're the only ones because they're integrated with Midwest customs because T. Rogers came from the Midwest. And that's why they have that. Their color scheme comes from the late Marcus Garvey, the red, black, and green, which is the Afro-American flag. When they wear the color, you know, like when you see them quoting, you know, like, you know, while all, you know, the stars above are blessed, you know, all Bloods are blessed by the heavens above, you know, from the stars. You know what I mean? That shit is from them, bro. He gave them a philosophy so that they could formulate, you know? Now, when you look at this brother, he was coming around the Jungles during the making. Now, you're familiar with Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger was the one he was Joker in The Dark Knight. And, you know, he was known for his method acting. Well, this is method acting gone wrong. Method acting is when you begin so much to tell yourself in the mirror that you are this gang member. And to the point where you actually end up becoming trapped in that role where you can't turn it off. And it gets lethal. It gets to a point where now you want to get plugged in with an actual gang. And he joined the Jungles. Now, as I said, now pay attention to the symbolism. He lived by the 5. Well, guess what he died by? He died by one of his cellmates who's a satanic worshiper. And when he discovered religion for himself, when he built a relationship with the Lord, you know, when he converted to Christianity, he knew that his cellmate wasn't going to join, you know, the path of Jesus. I mean, think about who you're talking to. You're talking to a devil worshiper. So late night in his sleep, he got killed. And he placed his dead corpse, you know what I'm saying, on top of a 5-pointed pentagram, etched out in the floor as a sacrifice. Now that's some sick shit, man. Don't get caught up, man. Dog, understand something. Ice Cube is getting a check. Yeah, he may be Doughboy and he got the Dirt Gang hat on. You feel me? His mannerisms was modeled after a homeboy on the hood who I cannot name. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, I never broke this movie down like that, Doc.
You know what I mean? Like, actually, when you look at the colors that Trey and Ricky have on, they got blue and brown on. And they're walking right off of Western. And in that alley on 2nd Ave, where Ricky gets shot, you know, the money shot, that was 2nd Ave, man. That was right between, that's right up there in Leslie and Shaw. Shaw Park. You feel me? And then when you look back, even though the officer early in the movie accused Trey of being from Crenshaw Mafia and rolling 60s, you have to understand that that officer was making a generalization, but not having facts. You know, he may think that he's from one of these hoods, but he wasn't from none of these hoods. You know? And I think that's how the movie, even though the movie is called Boyz in the Hood, the name of that movie should have really been called Boyz in My Hood. You know? Because we never see Trey participate in gang activity. You know what I'm saying? We don't. He grew, you know, his father in that movie didn't have that shit. His father grew up there because that's where he lived, you know? But when you get to the end of the movie, Trey was portrayed by Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character. He hops in the car getting ready to go cross that line. He was ready to go kill who killed Ricky. You know? But he didn't go through with it. He didn't cross the line. That's why he told him, let him out. And then when Doughboy approached him, what was it, a couple of days, days later?
Next day or next day, yeah, the day after, the next day, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he told him straight, he looked him in his face, hey, bro, I know why you got out the car. Because you got to live with that shit, bro. Now, you got to think, these dudes wasn't high. It wasn't, when you get high doing a drive-by, man, you're trying to look for an escape because you're trying to pump yourself up into easing your way into doing something negative. That drug is a demon trying to make you feel great about committing this act of sin. That's a demon. But when you got somebody who's motivated purely by rage and they're sober, they know exactly, they're fully aware of what they're doing. They don't want to escape. They just know, I'm going to go get that motherfucker. You know? That's what makes the story so compelling. You know what I'm saying? Real ones can relate to that shit, but at the same time, it's like, dog, you don't want to get caught up in the hood, man. Just look at Doughboy's life. You went juvie up until high school, got released, come home, no job. I mean, you might be out there hustling and dealing, you know, portrayed in the movie. But let's be real, dog. You ain't really living your best life, man. Coming outside every day just to do what? Hold the what? Porch down? Your brother's getting scholarships. Trey got a 9-to-5. What are you doing? Like, I understand. It's cool to hang with the homeboys and the homegirls. It's cool. But sometimes it's also cool to be by yourself, man, and live your life. You know? And just, you know, it's cool. It's cool to come through and visit. You know, ain't nothing wrong with visiting. You know, there's no need to be a stranger, but you don't need to live and eat, cheat, and die in the hood, bro. The world is bigger than the hood, bro. Don't you want to go to Japan? Think about it. You get to go party with you know what I'm saying? All the fly girlies, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you get to come home with like an iPhone 27. You know what I mean? That has a hologram with it. You got to try, you know, some real foreign food, like some sushi. You get to go to places like London, bro. You can go to Amsterdam, smoke all the weed you want, bro. You go to Jamaica right now, get on a cruise ship. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can see the water change to 8 different shades of blue. You can see the fish swimming around, dog. You get to, you know what I mean? Go over there and chill, you know. You know what I'm saying? You get to go have a real meal, bro. You get to sit down on a rooftop with your girl, man. That's some fly shit. While you breaking down.
Kids, listen.
I'm just saying, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, you get to eat, you know what I'm saying, outside of a pineapple, you know, jerk chicken season, you know what I mean? Rice, fried shrimp, and steak. You know what I mean? And steamed vegetables. Just think about that, bro.
Just give me a little bit of peace, steady job and some food to eat. Just give me a little bit of peace, steady job and some food to eat. Just give me a little bit of peace.